This free video is brought to you by the Team Topologies Academy. Our goal is to help organizations become more effective and more humane. If you find this video helpful, we would love for you to check out and recommend our Academy content.
In the case study we shared earlier about scaling data science, an example of a short-lived enabling teams was a small group of data engineers. They focused on helping several streamline teams deploy their data pipelines in new cloud infrastructure. Here, the enabling team is created based on a specific need and formed by people already pioneering ways of addressing the challenge. Based on that, they defined their mission and worked directly with the teams on the ground for a few weeks so they can become self-sufficient in those skills. Also in the case study, the data science leads team is a good example of a long-lived structural enabling team. They existed to continuously sense and prioritize the most relevant topics and challenges to help scale and develop the data science capability in the organization. This led to accelerating the journey of maturing the discipline. Their efforts were aligned with the higher-level metrics and strategies around scaling data science in the organization. That was their North Star for all the prioritizations they had to facilitate. It is critical to realize that most organizations should strategically leverage both short-lived and long-lived structural enabling teams. Organizations that can do this well tend to be fairly advanced on their journey towards effective enabling teams. They understand how to help teams on the ground upskill and address specific gaps via short-lived enabling teams, while also being strategic about which topics and disciplines need the longer-term curation and focus of structural enabling teams. Security is another area of knowledge that can greatly benefit from these different structures for enabling teams. The challenges never end as new forms of cyber attack emerge relentlessly, from social engineered identity thefts to ransomware, IoT-based attacks, you name it. So, structural enabling teams around security seem to make a lot of sense. At the same time, there are well-known specific approaches that most teams should address, but often lack the necessary skills and tools to do so without overloading their cognitive capacity. Think about secure default settings or OWASP's top 10 vulnerabilities for web applications. As an industry, we already know how to address many of those challenges. Here, having short-lived enabling teams with clear missions may be a good fit. They can accelerate streamline teams' learning of this industry knowledge. Mario Platt, an experienced security leader, has discussed different enabling teams we could adopt to address security concerns effectively. He mentions, for example, how a security engineering enabling team could help teams learn the essentials of threat modeling and how to prioritize and mitigate threats. We can see how that would likely be the mission for a short-lived enabling team. He also mentions that another enabling team could deal with security architecture. This team would be more focused on topics like how to ensure business continuity and proper disaster recovery. We can imagine how such a team would help identify gaps and spin off short-lived enabling teams. Those could help streamline teams to understand what kind of data and infrastructure redundancy they should have in place, or how to gameplay disaster scenarios. Therefore, security architecture is a good fit for a structural enabling team. As you can see, there are typically multiple capabilities where an organization may use an ecosystem of enabling teams, according to the short and long-lived needs. Embracing this is of strategic importance in our journey towards effective enabling teams.